All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in full effect with the Forex videos that the Pip Dealer. I'm the Pip Dealer. I'm going to be your captain in your in this journey of trading. And the last time we had our video, I went over a lot of definitions. We went over just some basics of trading. Today I figured, and we had babypip.com. Let me go back to babypip.com. All right, so we're going to look at support and resistance. What are support and resistance? Think of support as the floor, right? I'm on the floor. And think of resistance as the ceiling, right? Because sometimes you're in a company and you can't go past the ceiling, right? Because the manager will let you go back there. So, or for advancement, so it's ceiling, that's resistance up here, and the floor. So think of the top, the bottom, basement, and the floor to basement, and the roof, ceiling right there. This is resistance, that's support. That's going to be our topic for today. So on babypip.com, they talk about support and resistance zones. Remember, one of the things when you work with support and resistance is zones. So think of zoning when you're like in your building. You have different zones, different pieces, different departments. Like a zone, if you go to your business, you might have the research department. You might have development. You might have management. Each of those zones. Okay. So one thing that what they say here in the Baby Pips is one thing to remember: the support and resistance levels are usually not exact numbers. It's an area, right? Each graph is different. I'm going to show you that too also. And remember, we're talking about zones, all right? Support and resistance. We always call S&R zones because we always trade from zone to zone. So with that being said, we come over here to the graph. And if you remember last time, we looked at the line chart. And if you remember, the line chart, this is XAU USD, this is gold. And this is on the 4-hour time frame. Because if you remember last time, you can have a monthly time frame, that's the higher time frames, weekly time frame, daily, 4-hour, the 1 hour, and even the lower you go down, you get into scalping and those different things. Those are different trading strategies that I will go over. Now, however, with this, we're looking at a line chart, right? You got candles and a line chart. But the line chart allows me to find the high and the low. So the peak, like a peak of a mountain. Like you skiing and you gotta go up, or better yet, it's a roller coaster. When you're going up the roller coaster, you're going up to the highest point. And then you get ready to go down, right? That's the peak, right? The peak, right? Peak. And then it comes down here, the roller coaster down here before it starts, right? So imagine that being support. It's going up and it's gonna come down at that peak. So I have to make that curve. All right, so that's what we're doing here with these particular elements. So if I'm looking at this, I can go back in time. If you look at my little time and date here, you see it's Thursday, November 9th, 2023. So I can go back as far as I need to look at data. This is going back looking at historical data because I want to see what happens. So if you look at today we're on today's the 21st, right? We're 20th. So I want to go back in time to see what happened to gold. What did gold do 4 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago? Because what happened in the past is most likely going to continue to happen now. What happened in the past will happen again. Like when it goes up, it must come down, that type of thing. So I look in the past to see if I can find some similarities, some differences, that type of thing. All right, so I'm coming over here. Remember, I'm on a 4-hour time frame, so you can either mark your chart on the daily or 4-hour. I'm using the 4-hour time frame because I like to use the 4-hour time frame. So, and what that means is that every 4 hours, a new candle's printed. Every 4 hours. So it's like, think of your job. I clock in, I work 8 to 12, take a lunch break, I come back after lunch, 1 to 5. Right? So it's a 4-hour time frame. So in this part right here, we can move this out the way because we know that's support and resistance. All right, so what do I see here? All right, I see a high up here, right? So I can grab me a tool. This is my horizontal line. I can put a line right there, and you see that's a high point, right? Now, do you see any of the line? There's a line chart, right? Do you see any of the lines going up higher than that? Well, there's nothing higher than that, right? Over here, right? And this is going back. We're back in 2022. Right? So I'm gonna go back and look, let's see how far it goes. It came up here a little bit, right? But not so far. This is the highest part of the resistance. It's the high point, way up there. So I want to find another piece where it it came here, it nicked it, but didn't come across to it. I want to see it hit, right? That's the highest point right here. You see that it hit right here. Boom, right there, 1, 2. So I'm gonna draw an ellipse right here to denote where it hit right here, right? You're probably saying, why am I doing this? Because I'm looking for levels. I want to see where levels are. Levels are important when you're trading. All right, so I'm gonna come on here, I'm going down here. How far do I go back? They always tell you want to go back at least 2 years. I need 2 years of historical data. It's like when they check your credit. Oh, well, Mr. Pep Dealer, we're gonna get a new house today, right? Yeah, I need to check your credit last 10 years. 10 years? I'm like, why you need to check my credit? Because I want to see how your credit scores are going. What were you doing? Same thing in the market. I want to see the market doing. What the market doing? Came here, right? Close. This is August 6th. I'm sorry, August 5th, 2020. So you can see that I'm doing my pre-analysis right now, right? I want to see what happened with the market. And I can go over here and put those highs up there too, right? Put one here. It's like a peak, right? It's a peak, right there. Right, over here. Over here. And these are 2 peaks, right? Kind of like one right there, small one right there, boom. And there's another one here. Right. And I told you, resistance with a ceiling. What do you notice is hit the ceiling, right? That's the ceiling right there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one you could probably put one there, but it's not up close to the resistance zone. So I kind of want to stay up there. Let's continue to look. I'm scanning the market for highs. I have one right here, see? Okay. Scanning the market for highs only, okay? Well, you see that's going down here, right? So I continue to look. There's nobody in the neighborhood. So what does that mean? That it's way down here. You see that's way down there, right? So am I good here? Am I good to say, you know what? This is 2020, so I'm gonna draw a vertical line here and denote that. That's 4 years of historical data. That's pretty good. 3 years, August will be 4 years, so it's about 2 years of some change, right? So now I wanna bunch up the chart here, right? And say, okay, well, let me find the low part. Well, that's where I'm going here. I mean, you can see that it goes low down here, but I'm at 2020. So I see a low of this right here. So I'm gonna put that right there. Now I'm gonna scroll to the left, that's to the right actually, to see what I have. I'm going to use my ellipse here, right? Boom. I'm gonna use ellipse here. Boom. Now I'm looking for lows. Excuse me, only lows, right? Lows. These are lows here, right? These are close to the bottom, right? These are lows, right? Now I'm on the support zone. I'm at the floor. There's a floor here, right? I keep on moving. Oh, look at that. Oh, but look at this. This is another low down here, right? So I can probably put a line here because this is where the low is, the low, right? That's a low right there. I'm gonna keep that line right there because that's a pretty good line. I keep moving. I gotta draw my ellipse because these are where it hit, right? Right here. Come here. And I can set this up on a line chart because what I'm gonna do next is go to the candles so you can see where the levels are. And it's very simple. Okay, I got those zones there, boom. That's 2023, boom. And ain't no more lows than that, right? Boom. All right, so now I'm gonna go to candles here. That's candles right there. That's line candles. And now you see where levels are now. This is gold. So I'm waiting for price to hit a certain level. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna drag my my rectangle, and now I'm gonna draw a zone. Now look at the zone. I'm gonna click here, and now I'm drawing a zone. That's a zone right there, right? See what I did there? It's a zone. So now if I go over here, the zone goes all the way over here, right? That's a zone, right? That's the first zone, right? So then I'm gonna come over here, boom, and I'm gonna draw one up here. Let's see, delete that. We wanna go to the high up here, right? That where that high was, that drawing right up here. Now I'm gonna draw a little zone here, a zone, right? So now I've got a floor and a ceiling, right? I got a floor up here, so this is really called resistance up here. This is called resistance up here. This is where you get reversals. in the market. We'll explain it down the road a little bit later. We're looking at resistance and support. Here, boom. Right. Okay, so support is the floor, right? And resistance is the ceiling. Boom. Right. So now you're wondering, well, what good is that going to do to help me trade? Well, check it out. It's going to help you do is I'm looking for positions in the market. I'm looking, where do I get in this market? How do I get in this market? So let's say you're chilling, right? And gold goes way up here, right? So it hit this zone up here. So what do you notice every time I come across a green ellipse? What do you notice about the market? It tanks, right? Don't look at the charts and see. If I came here, what happened? It tanked. It came up and it retraced and it tanked. Came back up and it tanked all the way down here to these lows. So every time I see where the market hit this support, means resistance zone, it tanked. It couldn't go any further, so it tanked. So it's like, again, I said before, I'm going up against Michael Jordan. I'm going against Rodman and all these great shot blockers. And I'm thinking, oh, my basketball skills are the bomb. I'm going up to the shot, and they're just killing me. Like, just get this stuff out of here. It's rejection. So this part right here, stupid rejection. I'm gonna draw a little arrow here so you can see, little voice box. Stupid rejection right here. Right here, rejection. So this is where price rejected, and then what? Went away. It rejected and went away. Rejected. What happened? When I played basketball, I got a clean shot at the ball, right in the basket. You saw how LeBron comes trailing down the court and comes rejection is out of here. So this is what this is. Price rejected, and what happened? Tanked. Tanked. Or tank is the same thing as sell. So if you was on your charts and you were right here and you waited, because it's a patience game. You must wait. You wait for price to get here, and let's go in and really look at this right here so you can see what I'm talking about. If you saw price was bullish going up, and then it hit here, it created a long wick. That is a reversal wick. See that long wick right there? Let me blow it up. Let's blow it up. All right. See that long wick? That long wick right there. Let me blow this so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at this long wick. So that tells me that the buyers were in the market and price shot all the way up here. You can see it, right? Let me remove this little green thing here. Let me hide the drawing for a second. We just want to hide it real quick. Hide drawings. All right. So look at this long wick. Right there. Can I go even further now? Let's blow it up. Okay, there it is. Look at that long wick. It's almost like a Thor hammer the other way, right? It's like a hammer. It's like an upside down hammer. You see that? If I looked at this and say, that's like a lollipop, right? You got a lollipop, and you turn it around, right? So this here represents bearish activity and sellers. You got buyers and sellers in the market. Buyers push the market up, sellers push the market down. So the sellers are like, you know what? You've been on a rampage, man, right? Look at this market. This market been going up. You see clearly that the market has been going up, uptrend, up, over here. So they was like, okay, you know what? Enough of this. Right here on Tuesday, March 8th, 2022, the seller said, we're done. You had a long run. How long has this been running? Look how down here, right? But you see it's been all the way down here where it came from. Down here, it came down here. This is where it was. It ran for almost a year, right? That's September 21st. It's when it started to go back up. Now you have some retracements in here, but that's what happens. Price fluctuates. So from September 30th, 2021, all the way to March 8th, 2022, right? Year, some change. Nah, not so much a year. It looks like it's about 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. But still, you see the trend. So here, it reversed. Boom. Right? So let me go back and show you again. It hit resistance. It hit that, the top of that stack there, right? Let's see. All right. So I want to point out that this is a wick, candle wick. You know, I have a candle. So look at this candle right here. This candle here got pushed down. So that means that it went all the way up here. At one point, this candle was a full candle, but sellers pushed it down. They pushed it down all the way down here, right? And this candle closed as a bearish candle. It closed as a bearish candle. That's a candle pattern. We got to look at that. Look at that. I got to make note of that. So I come over here. This is a bullish candle, right? But then you see that the bullish power trend is gassing out because it goes up, 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 up. It's got to come back down at some point, right? So here we put the drawings back on, and we see that it didn't quite make it to the top of the resistance zone, but these are where the sellers are sitting there. The sellers are sitting here waiting. They're sitting here like, you know what? Look, son, we're going to sit here on this mountain, right? Sellers are here. Sellers are there. Sellers are here. So the sellers came in and said, you know what? Okay, you had 6 months of bearish, bullish run. It's time to turn it around. So now you see that it hit mad resistance up here, right? The ceiling, or the ceiling. So now the market is going to reverse. And what happened? Every time we saw this ellipse, the market crashed. We're looking at this example. Now it's selling off. So what you do is you wait until you get a candle that closes, right? So in here, I've got what? So the last bullish candle is one. I got a red candle, a green candle, and look at this. This green candle is another one here. That's another bearish candle, like this one, upside down hammer. So that's a candle pattern. So this red candle here, I wait till it close. So this is March 9th. So that's the next day. After this candle closed, this created, again, we talked about that, a bearish engulfing candle. Now, sometimes price doesn't respect these kind of patterns, and sometimes they do. You gotta be careful of both. But this is a bearish engulfing, which means that there's a start of a bearish run. And what do you see? Boom, it tanked. You can clearly see that it's tanking, right? Tanking, right? Comes back up a little bit, retracement, and it continues to tank, right? Saw this a little bit, ring side to side. But what happens? It continues to tank. You see? It continues to tank. So I can have different zones. This is the main zone. All right. So now I want to come back down and find out where is, if I bring my line here, I can bring it down. And where's the next resistance? Right here. You can see where it came down and came here and rejected. So this is the top rejection, right? For all resistance. This is another resistance point. This is another entry for a trade because I'm trading off the pullback. Again, when you're dealing with support, resistance, pullback is when it comes back, it's pulling back. So it's like I'm driving and I forgot something at the store. I got to come back to the store, pick it up, and then keep going. That's what I did here. I was here, so we can come over here and get our crew. Let's see where the crew's at. Let's get a crew here. All right, let's get a crew. Let's see what we do. Let's get a gentleman here. Can we get a gentleman? Get a gentleman here. Let's get a cop. Let's put a cop right here. A cop. All right, see the cop? Cop right here. So let's say the cop was sitting there waiting for me. Right? So let's say I was over here, right? And I was coming up the way. This speeding up. And then I see the cop sitting right here, right? And the cop's like, hold on, man, you can't come past this zone here. You're not allowed to cross this street here. He's blocking this path. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna come up here, right? And then what I gotta do? I can't go past that because the sellers are there, right? That's resistance. I'm been shut down. It's like a police barricade, right? Block. So then I say, now I gotta sell this stock. I gotta sell this particular instrument off. It bought, now I gotta sell it off. So the eyes are where I'm looking to get into the trade, right? Here's another point right there, eyes. Why am I looking to get in the trade right there? Because it pulled back. See how it came down and pulled back, And now the cop's like, you know what? You're good. Right? Now, I continue to trade, and I take this trade all the way down here. And the pullback, right? The pullback right here. Another pullback. So the trend's your friend, right? So when you are in a downtrend, you're only taking sales. You got to be really, really good to counter trend trade. Counter trend trading is going the other way. You don't want that. You lose money. Trust me, I lost money on that. So I'm looking at sells in this market. So I can put a sell here, right? All right. But before I do that, you're probably saying, what's the next zone? The next zone, I'm going to draw a line. The next zone is when I come into a ceiling area. It's right about here, right? That's another zone right there, right? So I come over here and say, you know what? That's another area for me to do a trade right there. Boom. So I got 3 trades. I got 1, 2, 3, and then it tanks a little bit, right? And then I got to wait for a pullback. A strong pullback. The pullback might come to this line here, or it may not. And what it did, it came here, right? But this is kind of like a fake out, because I'm looking for it to drop. So what happened here? So I got to wait. So I say, you know what? Oh, I can't take this trade right here. It came back to my zone here, right? I got to wait. So what I do, I got to wait. So it comes back up here. It doesn't quite hit that zone, that line, but it comes here. See? That's a little bitty candle. I don't know if you see it or not. It's a little teeny weeny beanie candle. Baby candle. It's like a plus. See that? That's a little plus. Where it hit right on the top there. You can see it. Little plus candle. That is a doji. So doji candle is where it's indecision. The buyers don't know what the hell's going on. The sellers don't know what the hell's going on. So it's like it's equal. I push you down, I push you up, I push you down, push you up. You know, so you got resistance and support going back and away. You know, it's like tug of war, you're fighting over it. They don't have no clue what's going on. So at that point, it comes here, and then what happens? You see that it rejected here, right? At this point right there. And it flew away. Came up. So that's another area for me to trade in, right there. Now, I know you're saying, well, dang, you know what? This is going up. It is going up, right? It is going up. And I possibly could trade that. But you gotta know a little bit more about how to finesse that. I'm just looking for areas in the market that are rejection. Okay, let's go back and look at it again. Rejection, right, from there, right? So we haven't got to support yet. We got rejection. Because we're taking it from the top, you see. And then it came here. So this is another area where the eyes have it right there, boom. Then it came up here, rejection, but I'm not going to put a circle there because that's not a trade I'm going to take. This trade I take right here because it pulled all the way back here and it dropped. So I'm looking for those moves that are huge in the market. So the eyes have it right here, eyes don't boom right there. So you see what happened? Tanked all the way down, tanked. A little pullback, but I don't want that pullback. I'm tanking it all the way. And it came down here. And what happens? So you can put a line right there if you wanted to. But the sweet spot line, that's a good line right there because it's kind of a zone. So I can come in here and draw another zone in here. There's a little zone there. All right. And then I've got another zone over here. So now I got 3 zones from the top. Check it. I got one up there, zone I first drew. Right? Zone 2, zone 3. You see I'm just going down, picking up spots. But now if I have another horizontal line, I can do here, this, boom. It's kind of noisy here. And when I make my noise, it's choppy. I don't like choppy markets. It's a lot of in, out, in, out, in, out, in. I don't want that. So I stay away from that. But this is another area where I would get in. So I would put an eye here, right? Put a little line there. And you see that it rejected right here. That's another pullback. See? Came down and pulled back. You want a nice pullback. Pullback means it's strong. It's selling, it's pulling back, and then you kind of have another go at it there. So I'm gonna put another line here. I'm gonna put a ellipse here, and my eyes. So every time you see eyes, I'm eyeing a trade. I'll take a trade right here, right? And I'm gonna take a trade. Boom, right here. So this is the rocket ship. And you can see what rocket ship we got right here. Took off, right? See that? That's an uptrend. Like this, oh, it went to the moon. Well, it did. When the price was down here, what did it do? Went up to the moon. That. So that's an uptrend. But now we're down. We're finished with downtrends. I mean uptrends. We're looking at downtrends. So I'm gonna erase this because we don't need that right now. All right. Look at the market down here. So now I got another pullback here. Look at this pullback. All the way pulled back up here. All right. And I'm gonna drop another line here. Now I got a chance to make another zone. Now I'm killing the game because I got all these zones now. And these zones, once you put a zone in your chart, your zone is good for infinity, man. In the past. So that means I can set up trades for the future. It's what? 220? It's February 20th. I can set up trades from now to the rest of the year with just one pair. So that means that I can make some money on this thing right here with that zone I have right now. Okay, come down here, come down, right? Where's the pullback at? Well, let me drop another line here. So I'm trading zone to zone. I come down here, I can put one here, but that was juicy. Remember, this already happened already. So I'm just looking at to see what's happening. This is what, June 10th, 2022. This already happened already. So he's like, well, how can I use this? It's historical data that I need to use to help me trade in the future. You see? So we're gonna look at resistance right here. Okay? We're gonna look at resistance. Support works the same exact way. Remember, support the floor. I'm gonna show you how I can set myself up to get some juicy trades moving forward. All right, now check it. We'll draw a low line. We can draw our thing here. Boom. Click on this here. And that's a big one there. I don't like that. Navigating trading view could be a whole other lesson itself. All right, so I got my eyes over here. I love to use pictures and stuff. All right, so let's just say we got right there, right? And what happened? Here it tanked. That's the goal, right? You see it hit up here, it tanked. And you ain't got to take my word for it. Just look at the chart. Look at you. Every time you see eyes, that thing tanked. Every time. That looks like a crazy thing. All right, I got a thing right here. Look at this. See, y'all didn't even tell me. I gotta go in here and flip this joint right here. This joint right here. Boom. That's another one. The eyes got that too. Right? So I'm looking at all the opportunities I got here. So, with that being said, I can continue finding more joints, right? It kept tanking. Kept tanking. Until I got down here, right? That's where it started to reverse. So it went from here all the way down here. And then the buyer is saying, hey man, you've had this long run of sales. Guess what? We coming in the neighborhood to take over. And I got the rocket ship right here. Boom. The rocket ship right there, right? And you see the rocket ship went up. But it pulled back. See? Pulled back. And what happened? Well, kind of tanked down here. Remember, that was one of the other levels. That was one level. But we get that nasty level down here, right? So even though this is a good spot, right, it still continued to drop after it pulled back. So I got another level right here. Boom. Right? And I can put my lips right there. Right? Boom. And then eyes, get it right here. Right? Eyes right there. Boom. So it didn't quite take off rocket ship wise. It took off here. The buyers are here. So they let the buyers come in a little bit, but then it's still a seller's market because you see it's still tanking. Till it got down here. And you see that down here is where the big boys are. These are buyers. They're like, you know what? We're done. We're going to let you come down here, right? So they came down here, and it came here. I can put another line there, right? Put a line here. Right there. Close to that area. Came down here and rejected on the floor. Came all the way. It's like I just throw this on the floor. Bounce on the floor. It came up here. Like bouncing a basketball. It came up here. I got to denote that with another line here. With the lips. Boom. Then that joint came all the way down here. It rejected right in here, about 1625. It came back again and rejected. And what happened? It went to the moon. Did it not? So I gotta find my rocket ship. Then what happened from there? So the ellipses are entry points into the market. And then at that point, you're swing trading. Swing trading is holding trades over for days. And what you're doing, this is what? Thursday, right? Took off on Thursday, Sunday, 2022, and it went all the way up. That is Sunday, November 6th, 2022. That was last 2 years ago. How long did this trend go? How long did the trend go? All the way up here, all the way up to here. But then it retraced, right? Retraced down to this level here, another level that we already had already, right? And it went back up, right? All the way up to here. Came back down and it made that super high. That's May 4th. So that thing went from, let's put a line there real quick. Yeah, horizontal line, vertical line. So from May 3rd, let's go back on, that's rocket ship area, right? Boom, over here. That joint went from November 6th of 2022 all the way up all the way till May 3rd, May 3rd, 2023. Then you see it rejected and what? It tanked, right? Hit rejection, tanked all the way down down to here. Wow, there's a gap right there too. Ooh, man. That's a whole different story, boy. Gap trading will get you paid. It's a whole different lesson, man. You get that lesson down the road. Don't forget gap trading. You see me out there in the streets asking me about gap trading, I'm telling you, gap trading is the way to get paid, my brother. So, I'll explain that a little later. All right, so you're down here, and now we've got these levels here, right? I can draw a zone here. That beautiful zone right there. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means when price comes in these zones and they reject, I'm looking for a trade. So let's go to where we are currently, right today, February 20, 2024. All right, so where am I right now? I'm right here. What do you see on that chart right there? I'm currently right now, you can see I'm current because I got my time right here. This is a 4-hour candle, and there's 2 hours and 53 minutes left on this candle before it closes. The market just opened up. The gold markets open up. Commodities, metals open up at 6 p.m. They close between 5 and 6 to do things in the background. Who the hell knows? They making charts, they planning the war, whatever they do. But they come out, boom, at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's when the Asian market opens up, 6 p.m. Eastern time. You know Asia, but that's our time here. So I'm looking at this chart right there. I'm like, okay, what is it doing? Well, it came in this zone here, and it made a little bitty, it wicked right here. See that? It didn't go any further than that. Let's open it up. I drew this little half line here to show you that it wicked. See that little wick right there? It rejected. It rejected right here. Let's move this out the way. And I'm gonna draw a little arrow right here. This candle right here rejected. It came down, and what happened? It reversed. It reversed right here. So that candle is reversal right here. It reversed at 10 a.m. on February 14th, which was just like last week. So that's when New York opens up at 8 o'clock. So gold, which we're looking at, gold moves in New York, 8, 9, 10 a.m. It also moves in Asia, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., might get a little run. And it also runs in London at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But for this sake, we're looking at it at 10 o'clock. So I'm trying to set up a trade for this week because I want to get some dough. All right, how do I do that? Okay, now look where I'm at. Well, you say, oh, you know what? You drew a half line here, right? You drew a little half line here. Boom. To denote that, oh, that's not that. That's my vertical line. I want that. I come here to the ray. Ray's here, boom. And now I went up here, and what happened? It had this little bullish run, and it stopped right here. It stopped. They got you. Blocked it. So I'm gonna draw another ray right here to show rejection. Right? Rejection. I'm gonna put it right here on top of this line right there to match it up right here, because that's when the trade reversed. So now I'm here. So what do you see? I see these 3 little red candles. Well, what happened here? I saw 3 little red candles here in the reverse. What is this? This is an uptrend, right? And a trend line will show you the uptrend, right? Trend line is here. Clearly see it's an uptrend. I won't need this for right now. So what I'm looking for is a retracement, a pullback. If this thing pulls back to here, that's a strong zone. That's a buy zone right there, right? Because you see it wicked here and it went up. It came in here, went up. If it bounces off this zone here, this was a serious banker's candle. It blew by that zone. It came over here, didn't quite, when it wicked into it, then went the other way. So what I'm saying is that this zone here is a buy zone. It's support. It shows support and resistance. It shows support on this side going up and resistance the other way. But when I'm looking at right here, is I would want to see it. Then I got other little wicks in here too. Look at this. If you really want to get deep into it, you can come here and find some more rejections there in here. Right there's rejection, right? So it's possible that you could be trading in this zone. This zone here is 2030 to 2014. I'm sorry, 2008. That's the price what gold is. So gold right now is at 2023. The high was 2030. It wicked there. So what you can do also is draw another zone. A little zone, right, a little itty bitty zone right there. Right? Using the wicks on the body of the candle. So that means when it came here, it rejected. So if I was trading this, I would have entered right here on this candle right here, and I would have been holding the trade for 2 days. So it's bearish right now, right? So I'm expecting this to either go here, or I would love for it to continue down to the other zone here. And then it could come to that zone and reject off. It's like an airport. You go to the airport, you see all these directions for flyers. They fly into Chicago, fly into Detroit. Or when they do in Florida, we live in Florida, we have hurricanes all the time. And hurricane paths, you see them paths, it's going over to the west coast of Florida. It's going over here. It's going to dip through Orlando. Then go to North Carolina. It's going to go way over to NIC and come back up and come to the Brothers of Atlanta and then come up that way and do that. So it's all these paths. So we don't know the paths. We can predict it. I can't say, you know what? This price is going over here. I don't know that. So I use the data from the past to help me predict where I think market's going to go. So if the market comes to this level right here, I'm looking to buy unless it breaks this level. It had to break, that level is 2014. It had to break the level of 2014, retest the level, and then continue breaking down. Then I was like that, and then that trade that I had for buy, I got to throw out because price action is something else. Price action is the way price moves. And what I do, I looked at the price action of the last 4 years. I looked at how it moved. We showed you how it rejected at these points. So I'm waiting for the market to come to my neighborhood so I can hang out with him. I don't want to be on the east side, he way over there. I ain't chasing the market. The market comes to me. I'm not running down the, you get the flight. You want to be there 2 hours for the flight takeoff. If you running down to the tarmac, the plane taking off. You missed your flight. Can I get another flight? You missed a trade. So now I got to sit back and wait for the next trade. That's cool, but you missed your flight. So I want to be there on time. So right now where I'm at right here is I'm on time. Yeah, I missed this little move, but look at that. This is the current market we're looking at. A current market, 220.24. Right? You can see the candle is live. We are on a live market right now. So if you were trading with me, I would tell you, okay, you know what? We need to look on the higher time frame. We could dip to the lower time frame and find another entry, which I will. But at this point, I'm waiting. So I got this here. Now, what could happen is it could come down here and say, I don't like this area right here. I can draw another zone, right? And it can come down here and reject. It can come here, right? Boom. And reject and go the other way. Could do that. It can come back and retest this area. So if that happens, then I'm looking for another entry. I was like, you know what? Okay, you go do that. I'll wait. And then I'll wait in the waiting room. And if it comes there, I'm waiting to sell. So at that point, you can put in a sell limit. A sell limit is an order that's prepared in advance. You can do a limit, buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop, or you can buy right now or sell right now. What they call putting the order in like right now. You trade right now. I want to sell. I'm pushing the button right now. That's the order. When you press buy now, sell now, your order is entering the market at that point. Boom. But I'm over here looking ahead. So I'm thinking sell limit, because a sell limit here will give me the opportunity. If price comes back up to this area, right? Sometimes the sell limit won't get hit. That's okay. So I'm gonna go sell limit, right? Because what if I put my order in, like ordering dominoes, right? You put it in, right? They'll say it's gonna take 30 minutes to get there. What if you never get it? You call them up, say, man, I put an order in 30 minutes ago. Oh, well, you know what? We're making this extra pizza. Oh, it's gonna take a couple of hours. Might take a couple of days. Okay, I'll go with that. So that order that I have right here might not come in 4 hours. It might come in a couple of days, depending if price gets there or not. So if I put a sell limit there, I'm good, because I can just let that roll right there, boom, right? And it kind of go from there. I'm also gonna put a buy limit down here too. Because you're wondering, why are you putting a buy limit here? Because I'm getting ready for the market to come back to this level here. If it comes here, what am I looking for? I'm looking for it to go this way. Rejection and buy up. So this way I put a buy limit here. Okay. Put a buy limit here. Buy limit is based on my analysis saying that I believe that price will come down here, and it could reject, or it could continue, right? I have another arrow, it could continue all the way down, and then reject and go that way that it's going to go, that way up here, see? Boom. So it's different paths. Or that thing may say, you know what? I ain't feeling this level, Jay. So I'm gonna break the level, right? That means it's broken past the level, boom. Then I can retest the joint, right? And then I can break it down and come to this other level here. That's retest right there, retest. Because I'm coming back to that level. I'm coming back to the neighborhood. I left the neighborhood, coming back to the neighborhood, see what the brothers are doing. And now I got the brothers, and we're gonna leave the neighborhood. So I'm here, and I come down to here. So that's my thing. So that is a trading plan right here. I'm waiting for price. But you say, no, Jay, I want to get into a trade right now. No, you can't do that. The game is patience, man. The game is patience. You must have patience in this game. You must sit on your hands and wait, right? So let's say, for example, I did catch this trade at the top of this joint right here. Let's say, you know what? It's time to trade right here. It's true. I'd have been in a trade for every candle is 4 hours. That would have been a 12-hour trade. So I already got in at 10 a.m. That's this morning. Oh, snap. All right? 10 a.m. this morning, I'd have been in trade till now. That's swing trading. That's holding trade. More than 5-6 hours. So let's say I go down to the lower time frame. Remember, I'm on a 4-hour time frame. I go down to the 15-minute time frame. What 15-minute time frame means? Every candle is 15 minutes. See that right there? So how much time do I have on this candle? I got 11:58. So now I come over here and find a perfect entry. That's like you see the movies, right? You see what's the cat name? Wahlberg in the sniper movie, right? He got a sniper joint, right? And he like 5 million miles away. And you know the president's there, whatever else. He 5 million miles. You know how they got to test a bullet in the wind, in the trajectory, all that stuff. A sniper entry. That means that dude got one chance to hit that target. One chance. He 5 million miles away. He got one chance because if the wind might be off, he might shoot it and the wind take it over here and miss the target like 2 miles. Or if it's perfect trajectory. So this will be a sniper entry. Rewind. I'm on a 4-hour time frame, right? I'm got my candle to close. I'm ready to go in at 10 a.m. So 9:45, 9:30 in the morning, I'm doing my analysis. Boom. I come over here and say, yo, this is the perfect entry right here because it's hit that joint, right? That resistance, and now it's going to turn around. So boom, I come to 15-minute time frame. I come down to a lower time frame. So now I'm using multi-time frame analysis. What the heck does that mean? Multi, different time frames. Cause I'm gonna see what the time frame is doing. So the 4-hour time frame is tanking. You can clearly see. Let's open it up. Red candles are selling. You see it's selling down a little bit. It's a little sell going on. So what's happening on the lower time frame? Well, let's put the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame is still selling, right? You got some green candles there, but it still is selling a little bit, right? I dropped to the 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute time frame gives me all these entries, all these little candles. Remember, how many candles are in an hour? 1, right? 1. How many candles are in an hour on a 15-minute time frame? 15, 30, 45, 4 candles. So how many candles I have here to get this trade? More than 10. So I can wait, and my patience has been delivered. My patience paid off. So now I can find me an entry anywhere in here and write it down, right? So I'd have been in this trade at 10 o'clock. I would have been holding the trade from 10 all the way to 7 o'clock. And I would be still this trade if I would take that trade at that point. But since I did not get in the trade at that point, I gotta wait. So I go to the higher time frame and I have my analysis, right? I wait. And the beautiful thing about trading views, you can set alerts. So when this candle hits this line, I might get an alert to my phone or else over on my computer and say, hey, you know what? This candle is hitting this area. That's like if I'm on the block, my man's coming up, he telling me I'll be at 10 o'clock. So I don't see him, alert goes off, I don't see him, where he at? Well, he didn't come through. But here, or maybe he's late, we don't know. But here the candle's coming through, right? So we gotta wait. So I got a buy limit and sell limit. I got a buy limit right at the top of the zone, but sometimes it's cool to put your buy limit inside the zone. So it comes in the zone, plays around in the zone, see what's happening, and then it goes the other way. Again, price gonna do what they gonna do. You can't control that. All you gotta do is react to it. Like I said, I'm not going out looking for the information. I'm waiting for the information to come here. I'm sitting here like this, and I'm waiting for price to come to me. I ain't chasing all these women. I ain't chasing everything else. I'm waiting for price to come to my neighborhood so I can look at it and then make a distinction. Am I going to take this trade? Right now, I'm not trading gold right now. Right now, I'm waiting. I don't have to jump in the trade right now. But I would have jumped in this trade if I was trading this on a 15-minute time frame and I was here at this circle. The train is left, so I'm just preparing for the next train to come. So that is really support resistance, but we dealt more with on the resistance side, but it worked the same way. Everything here is on the top. It's on the top for resistance, but it works the same way as support. If I'm waiting to see where price is going to go. So you would want to say, well, you know what? When price come down these lower levels down here, way down here in the basement, this is the 4-hour time frame. If it come way down here, I'm definitely waiting to buy, right? If you see what it did down here, let's see. Well, another key is finding where the price is. There my people, the candle right there. See where they were. So what happened when price came here? What happened when it came down to the basement? That's not even the basement. That's down here someplace, right? Down here. What happened when it came down here? When price came all the way down here, what did it do? It bounced off went the other way. So I would be waiting for trades here. I'm just sitting here waiting, drink some coffee, hanging out with the boys, and waiting. And when price come right there, I'm like, oh my God, that is going to be a beautiful entry if it stays the course. And gold is very predictable because gold don't be moving around here and there. Gold loves support and resistance. So if you can find a spot in the markets that it right here, boom, you're gonna fly. You clearly see that it hit right here, 1, 2, 3. and it took off. And it actually made a triple bottom. Triple bottom is came here, 1, came up, 2, came up, 3, and then to the races. That's price action right there. So if you get a triple bottom and gold is doing what she need to do, you're gonna get a nice trade. So that's when you look at support and resistance. And that is the oldest, one of the most freshest strategies you can do. A newbie can get that. A newbie can, I got a 13-year-old niece. She said, yo, Jay, I understand support and resistance. I know when I was going to the shot, you blocked my shot, that's resistance, right? I put that thing on I pinned the ball against the glass. Or we chilling on the floor, right? Dribbling the ball, right? Ball ain't gonna go to the floor. Sometimes it might. If it does, that means it broke that level. That's what these do in the price action. So again, babypips.com is a great resource for information. And you can see what happened. What does it say here? One thing to remember is that support resistance usually are not exact numbers. And you see, they're not exact numbers here. They're all over the place. I got one at 1727, one at 1681, down here at 1630, all these different numbers, right? So you can see why that is right there. You see that. To help you filter out these fake breakouts, you should think of support resistance more of zones rather than concrete numbers. Remember, fake out. What is a fake out? A false breakout. That's like a rhyme. I didn't mean to say that, but that's how it went down. So anyway, here we go. Support, resistance, breakdown. Came up here, it crashed through. Came back to retest, and then came back. That's the only roll reversal. Now, we didn't talk about that, but we did talk about the zones. And when I first started trading, I said, I'm going to trade zone to zone. That's zone to zone. Zone to zone, right? These are zones, right? And we come over here, boom, right? Over here, boom, boom, right? So now these levels are straight. In fact, I'm gonna lock it down. So it's lock it down, and then I can use this drawing for future trades. Why do a beautiful chart and not use it? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna do. So, hello, I'm gonna check it out right here. I'm gonna put my buy limit. I'm already ready to go because I trade not only on the computer, but I trade on the phone too. I don't know if I can show this on the phone. I'll do that. I trade going pretty bad. Well, you take some losses, take some good ones. It's all good. But I also manage my trades on my phone too, on my MetaTrader 4. Okay, I'm in the current trade right now with gold. I'm up 40% on one, and I'm down $25 on another one because it's telling me to buy. And you can see why. It's selling, right? The market's selling, right? But that's another robot I'm using. This robot is not doing too well. But on another account I had, right, it actually did pretty good. Not that account. I took a nice fat. Now it's not doing too good. Ooh. I had a trade on EURNZD. That's Euro, New Zealand dollar. Like what? What the heck is that? EURNZD. GBP JPY. And the last thing I had, you had to go overseas. So that's the Great British Pound and the Japanese Yen.